So you see my attire right now? That means I'm at work currently. Yes, I'm at work. But I'm on my break, and I've been seeing wrestling news. I've been seeing a lot of wrestling drama. Can I just say also, the professional wrestling drama. If professional wrestling drama in particular was running water from a faucet, Florida would be underwater by itself. Because my God, it seems like every single goddamn day there's wrestling drama. It never succeeds. Whether you're talking about wrestling drama from a backstage perspective, or there's wrestling drama happening on social media, or someone said something here, or someone said something there. That's like 1,000,001 feuds. Professional wrestling drama, backstage drama is so much more interesting than actually watching the product in itself. I'm not saying that from the aspect of trying to be contrarian. You tell me, really. Backstage drama versus the wrestling you see on television. Take your boom period and shove it directly up your sphincter. That's a lie, a huge lie. Maybe you're wrestling boom and wrestling drama, and by that, maybe you're on point right there. But wrestling boom period, because it's so entertaining right now, and that right there is a correlation to the metrics that we're currently seeing. Oh, shut up, Patooey. I spit on that. I spit on people who think wrestling is cool. Okay, so let's see what's going on for the wrestling drama of today. Follow me for a second, folks. I'll do the whole link stuff later on. I mean, I'm live now, so do I really have to do the link stuff? We have Triple H, just coming from Ringside News, by the way. I miss reading you guys. Hopefully you got better at your grammar, and by that I mean you fired all the Indians on your team. Triple H allegedly said he doesn't want to pay LA Knight big money to do other people's acts. Now, I did go out of my way to go listen to the podcast while I was working, the entire podcast. Although, luckily, someone in the comment section had a timestamp, so I did do that first before I listened to the entire podcast, because Kevin Nash's podcast is kind of entertaining. But that's neither here nor there. I just want to get the context, because I want to see if he was joking. I want to see his mannerisms. I wanted to see, like, okay, is he working us right now? And I have come to the conclusion that he is kind of working us. Like, he's kind of doing the whole Carney thing, where it's like, I'm trying to, build up drama so like people come to the podcast to see what's going on. He's kind of like milking LA Knight for the most part. That's the kind of consensus that I'm getting from all this. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that, hey, it doesn't mean that he's not, that's not his real sentiments. You know what I'm trying to say? He needs LA Knight more than LA Knight needs him right about now. I'm pretty sure LA Knight probably takes it to heart. But Kevin Nash is kind of just farming. But it is what it is. Let's read the transcript. I had read different things where he took a shot at me. And I said, how's that really taking a shot at me? I said, so what you're basically saying is this is a guy that basically is a bottom feeder. I mean, the guy, it took him 29 years to get over. So he's going to make mistakes along the way, because it wasn't like he had any kind of clear-cut pattern or plans to make it. Besides, he figured he just, do The Rock and Steve. And, whoa, this is really tough. Oh, I guess the Indians are still employed, apparently. This is grammar. The Rock and Steve have been gone long enough that he would just do their shit. And I quote, that be cursing. I am, but whatever. I see where he's up for a new contract. What the hell, bro? Indians. I see where he's up for a new contract. So I called Triple H. I said, what's the deal with this? Because early it said that, negotiations are going great, and all of a sudden it seemed like there was a hitch. Paul told me, he goes, I didn't understand why this kid, and I use that term lightly. I said, what do you mean? He goes, kid, the guy is my age. I said, I don't think he's quite your age. He's pretty damn close. Wow. I said, are you more worried about the fact his fan appeal will recede as fast as his hairline is? Oh my God. Is that something you're worried about? It's bad enough, like I said, unless you're just a knob gobbler. There's no way you would pick those sunglasses as a pair of sunglasses that you will wear. Paul said, we're so far apart because the only way I'll sign this guy is on a nostalgia app. I said, you mean like me? Like be on the Legends contract? He goes, yeah, well, he's doing their shit. I can't give him the same pay as guys that are going out there and doing original shit. So that's the transcript right there. First off, let me just say, as a guy who just got finished not even 30 minutes ago listening to the entire podcast, it was a lot of cope. It was a lot of cope that was stemming from everything that he was saying. I mean, if I remember correctly, he was talking about LA Knight in a way, because he was talking about, oh, you know, LA Knight's picking on me, because this is all stemming from the whole adjective promo that LA Knight did. I think it was on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe a week prior to that. I can't remember. But LA Knight pretty much was kind of, poking fun and talking about, Kevin Nash and the whole adjective botch promo verb play thing that he did when he showed the WCW. And it's like, he was coping so hard. At one time he was like, oh, I'm kind of, no one really popped for it because no one understood the reference inside the crowd. And he was like, at one time, I'm from Detroit, so people don't understand grammar over here. I mean, obviously, he's joking around, but he's coping at the same time. He was saying that, and he was like, I mean, you're a nerd. Who cares about that kind of stuff? I think even one point he even said that he was like on drugs or something like that, and he was like really out of his mind, so he wasn't really paying attention to the stuff that he was actually saying. And it's like, there was so many excuses for the cope. It's like, it's so obviously got under Kevin Nash's skin, you know what I mean? For him to cope that hard, to have that many excuses, it definitely got underneath his skin. Not to say that he's not going to farm this for views, obviously, but he kind of looks like he has a superiority complex to a certain degree. I've noticed that for Kevin Nash throughout the years, where if a guy calls him out on something really, really minuscule as it may be, if it's like insulting his intelligence somewhat, or like it's making him seem a little bit more minuscule than whatever. Like, I mean, he got over it now, but the whole Jim Cornette, the hair flip, elbow, he popped back and, like, he was a little bit insecure about that. Hardcore Holly talking about, oh, I would have beat their asses backstage, although completely untrue and fabricated. Kevin Nash went a little bit overboard. It's like, me and Sean would have, like, got him fired, even though he early on in that same episode, or what he was doing with Sean Oliver a couple of years ago, said, oh, me and Scott never done anything. So he copes a lot when he feels a little bit more, when he feels like, I don't want to say his manhood, but like he in himself is being undermined in a way. And that's why I kind of got from the podcast. I mean, you got the transcript and you got the words, as unintelligible as it may be, because again, we got freaking Sajid over here. My point being this, though, LA Knight and the criticisms that he's getting in regards to being a cosplay rock in Austin, I still don't understand it. I get the perspective as far as the gesture, and obviously him being both guys being a major influence on LA Knight. That's something that you can't hide. That's completely obvious. We get that. Obviously, we get that. But my sentiments in regards to that, again, it's like he's not completely ripping them off. If he's completely ripping them off, then what about everybody else who completely ripped off the next guy, and yet they were claimed to be an influence? It just so happens that it's rock in Austin, and there's such huge names, and everybody knows them, that it's kind of hard to ignore. Trust me, if you put a microscope on all your favorite wrestlers, I'm telling you, 99% of people took something from someone. God rest his soul, but Bray Wyatt was one of the only people that I can honestly think of who was as original as you could possibly be. Whether you're talking about the Fiend gimmick, whether you're talking about the actual, even the Playhouse stuff he was doing, the Firefly Funhouse Playhouse stuff, or his original, Colt gimmick. He was a very, very original character. And even he will tell you that he borrowed stuff from, I forgot the guy's name. Someone can help me in the comment section if it pops up in your mind. But I forgot the guy's name. But the one who used to team up with, I think he was with Sid Vicious for a little bit when he was a part of the Skyscrapers. He was with, Waylon Mercy. That's his name. Even he took from Waylon Mercy. And, I mean, he ripped him off a whole lot. Like, from the Hawaiian shirt and everything, from the, the way, I forgot the name of the movie that they took it from, but I know he was referencing Psycho to a certain degree also. But Waylon Mercy isn't a name, even though Bray Wyatt ripped him off. He added a little twist to it, obviously, and he did his own thing and kind of ventured to a different path. But for the most part, fundamentally, he ripped off Waylon Mercy a whole lot. From apparel to the way he carried himself, to his promos to a certain degree, with a little bit of a twist of his own little swag to it, if you will. I just said swag in 2023, kill me. But you get what I'm saying, right? But you don't know who Waylon Mercy is. I mean, obviously some of you guys might, but like for the majority of the people, they don't know who Waylon Mercy is. So it's a lot harder to go at a Bray Wyatt and be like, oh, you're taking something from someone that I don't even know exists. It's just that it happens to be Rock and Austin, so it's easy to focus on them. Never mind the fact that Austin would tell you straight up that one of his biggest influences was the Iceman. You know, what was his name? I forgot his name. Richard Kalinsky, if I remember correctly. The Iceman, the serial... Well, I wouldn't necessarily... I mean, I guess he was a serial killer by default, but he was more of a hired hitman, and he was like a mobster, if I remember correctly, and he would just, like, kill people, like, in the most evil ways, like cyanide pills, or he'll strangle them, or he'll shoot them, and then he'll cut up their bodies and then put it in, like, you know, that's why it was called the Iceman, because usually you find his victims like in ice sheds and stuff like that. And I think it had more to play on the fact that, you know, he was cold. Obviously he didn't really give a damn, which I always kind of found funny, because yeah, he was an evil person, but at the same time he had a standard and a rule where he didn't touch women and children, which I kind of find commendable, even though he's an evil piece of crap. But this neither here nor there. And you have The Rock, who blatantly ripped off Elvis Presley for the most part. As a matter of fact, I'll even go as far as to say, ironically enough, coming from Kevin Nash, Rock took a lot from Scott Hall also, who, by the way, took a lot from Al Pacino and Scarface, obviously. But you're not focusing on that. You don't call Rock a ripoff of one of your best friends, even though he took a lot from Scott Hall. No one ever talks about that. It's literally Elvis Presley and Scott Hall wrapped into one. Or if you want to be more exact, Elvis Presley wrapped up into Al Pacino. Which again, talking about Scott Hall, I don't see you talking about him ripping him off completely. Oh, because it happens to be a movie and it's not in the same line of work. Oh, give me a fucking break. Give me a break. He's going so hard at LA Knight lately, and it's just like, I don't get it. And yeah, you can argue that Kevin Nash did apologize. I didn't see the apology, so I don't know. Someone can tell me. I don't know the manner of it, whether he was being sarcastic, whether he was being serious. I don't know. But I heard that he made an apology. That's all I can go off of. That's how I'm going to keep it at that. And maybe it died down for a little bit, and LA Knight got so butthurt and he randomly brought it up again. That's on him. But at the same time, though, the copium, the constant prodding at something that just makes no sense to me, because it's a complete hypocrisy when you take everything into context on a grand scale and you look at your own house. Look at your own house, Kevin Nash. Look at the people who are around you. Look at the people who are surrounded by you. If LA Knight's a ripoff, then they for sure are a ripoff. Oh, of course they're not, because you have no relation to LA Knight, and it's easy to go after a guy who's right now riding a huge wave, and God bless you. I'm using you guys for content right now, so who the hell am I, right? But that's what it is in the end of the day. You have a slight problem that you don't seem to understand in regards to looking around you, and you're going to make money from it, and good for you, but just understand that that's what's happening right now. Trust me, I'm doing it right now. It's content. I get it. As long as you recognize his content, and I'm pretty sure he does, it's all good in the hood, baby. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. How do you feel about today's conversation in regards to LA Knight? Let me know how you feel about the whole splish splash about Triple H. You know what? Let me talk about that also really quick before I bounce. I should touch on that really quick with the whole Triple H stuff. Do I buy the fact that Triple H actually said that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, only from the standpoint where it's like, is Kevin Nash really that dumb to lie on his friend's name? Or is Kevin Nash really that dumb to put Triple H in that kind of predicament? To have maybe the rest of the roster even look at him crazy? Because if you're shit-talking someone like LA Knight, are you shit-talking us? Or like, what are you saying? What are you saying to other people behind our backs if this is what you're saying about LA Knight? So I'm kind of conflicted about that also. Like, no matter how you kind of, you know, split hairs here, Kevin Nash is in the wrong regardless. Either A, you're lying on Triple H's name, or B, like, you're spilling your friend's secrets or private talkings. Pretty sure Triple H did not want LA Knight hearing about that. I'm pretty sure in negotiations, he wasn't saying, whoa, I mean, you're a Rock and Austin ripoff. Maybe he was. Maybe he did. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure he didn't want the rest of the world to know that he thinks like this about his talent, right? Makes no sense to me, man. Kevin Nash, love you, bro, but man, there's a bunch of L's going around right now, and you're holding all of them, dude. Chill out. Chill, lax. Let me get the hell up out of here. I gotta get back to work. Deuces, P. Ice.